Well, hello, hello, hello again, and welcome back to another episode of the Summer Spotlight. I am your host, Gayle Nicholson, and I'm so happy to see you back again today. Thanks for joining us. I have been waiting to talk to my guest today for a while. I love what he is doing for the veteran community. Well, not just veterans, but also active duty and first responders and their families as well. And he's doing some pretty amazing things to help make life a little bit easier for those men and women who have signed that check up to and including their life. So let's put a little spotlight on Mr. Nick Valentine, the CEO of PhantomSupport.org, or Operation Phantom Support. And I'm just thrilled with all of the many things that you've got going on with your people. Thank you for being here today.
Oh, thank you for me on, Gail. It's a pleasure to be on here with you to be able to share this with everybody out there. So if they're interested in anything that we be doing, they might want to get involved. I'm always interested to help.
Awesome. So I want to acknowledge that we're having a little bit of audio problems with Nick's mic, and he sounds a little bit like Max Headroom at the moment. For those of you old enough to remember who Max Headroom is.
I'm old enough. Yeah.
But I might take the audio to this and do a really cool video.
Yeah, we'll turn this into a music video or something.
Right. Awesome. So tell me a little bit about how all of this started, Nick. What impelled you to create this for veterans?
Well, to be honest with you, Gail, I grew up. Father was in the military for 20 years in the U.S. Navy. So I grew up as a military dependent. So I kind of understand how hard it is from the family side of it. When I turned 19, I joined the Army. I served 20 years in the military. And then I saw how hard it was for the actual soldiers. Military have to not be around and those things and kind of survive. And, people talk how much soldiers get paid and stuff. And we don't get paid that much. We get paid enough. But it's not like an abundance where we have an excessive amount for our families. And because of our separations from our family, things that happen to us, it made it even more difficult for us to focus on what we're doing while we're deployed, while we're doing something in the Army or the military, knowing our family's struggling a little back home. So they don't have quite that little bit of extra to do the extra things with the kid. The wife can go out and get her done an extra time in a month, whatever it might be. So, when I got out of the military after serving 20 years, I thought, man, I got to keep paying it for these guys and gals that are still serving and taking writing that check and taking care of the things that we got to take care of to keep our country it is. And granted, are not a perfect country, but the fact is we're the better countries in the world as far as taking care of the people that live here and giving us those options. So where I focus on taking care of those guys and gals' families while they're out doing their job, they're out deployed or they're out field or they're out training or whatever. They don't have to worry about their families back home because there's an organization here that's going to ensure they have those essentials to make sure they don't have to spend a lot of money on the essentials, and then they can focus on other things that their family might have to take care of. So
that's really amazing.
So we
go ahead.
developed it that way, just to go there. So yeah.
Yeah. How long have you been doing this? How long ago did you start that?
I opened this in 2014. In January 2014, we started, and we've been going strong ever since. So we've been around for going on 6 years, a little over 6 years.
That's phenomenal. I saw a video that you had posted around Facebook earlier today about the shop and all of that. Give me an idea of the scope of, how did you start it out? What were the first things that you offered? And then how has it grown?
All right. Well, so we started off relatively slow. We started off with just a thrift store where people could donate items like they do to Goodwill or anything else, get a tax receipt for it to help us start building revenue up so that we had the opportunity to build out some of the program ideas that I had. We had one, the food pantry, the free birthday program for the kids. The third one was the school, the backpack program, and then the fourth one was the toys that we do. So those are first essential programs I wanted to build out. So to build it out, we had to have a location where we could build a store where people donate. And then I first, started. It was just me and you volunteers when I first started. So the thrift store, as classy as it is now, was pretty. It wasn't just taken care of. But I figured out that, hey, the better this store looks, the better it feels to people when they come in and shop, they'll come back. Mm-hmm. So I hired my aunt. My aunt runs my store. She's about as OCD and systematic as a person. So she really makes sure that things and blocks are checked and things are done. The floor's mopped every day. She's just one of those type of people that makes sure her staff is on it. So, and then we grew into adding those other programs like about. So, but we started off painfully slow. After about 6 or 7 months, we started enough revenue in where we could start focusing on building out new programs. So about 8 months in is when we started doing the food pantry birthday cake program. And then about the Christmas time that we started Christmas toys, because I also partnered with another nonprofit that has Christmas toys. They wanted to focus on soldiers. So us being at Fort Hood and having 3,000 soldiers here outside the gate, they're like, you're the perfect person to work. We work together. They collect in Dallas. I collect them here, and then we give them out soldiers and veterans that live in the area here, and he gives out some up there where he's at in Dallas. Us, veteran organizations up. So
that's really
good partnership. Yeah.
Phenomenal. So, what other businesses do you have? Is it just Operation Phantom Support, or what?
I wish, but no. Because my business. I have 3 other companies. One is called Sgt Ritter Spirits. Sell vodka. I have my own vodka, my own coffee, and other things that we sell there. And all the proceeds from all these companies I'm going to talk about all the proceeds after my employees, whatever, any of the profits that we make, all get donated to Operation Phantom Support, because I built them for that reason, so I could bring in another resource into the charity without having me have to go out and add donations all the time. So I wanted to have some businesses that would help me build some money. So Sgt Ritter Spirits, and that's on websites, just sgritterspirits.com. We vodka, coffee, hats, and logo. I also have freelancing, which is I started to help stay-at-home moms be able to get jobs working from home. So they're like call center jobs mostly, but most of these jobs anywhere between $10 and $15 an hour. Nice. So it can help ladies sit at home, work and answer phones and make some phone calls, make some money while they're doing it. While their kids are at school. Then they can hang up at 2:00, go pick their kid up from school, come back. They don't have to work because they work from 8 in the morning, drop them off till 2 in the afternoon. So we make a couple $100 a day just doing phone calls and stuff. So I started business to help the soldier spouses be able to generate a little revenue for their household. So we did that job. Nice. So that's phantomfreelancing.com. And then my final business is I have my own podcast now. It's called Veterans Be Real. What I'm doing right now, the focus is right now we're talking to veterans who transition out of the military, and we're talking specifically to the active duty guys about how hard it is to really transition out of the military and become a civilian again. And there's some challenges, and I got a lot of guys that are coming on and talking about what they went through. So they can kind of get prepared for hurdles or blocks they might run into. So these soldiers, sailors, Marines, and airmen are all better prepared to transition out of the military civilian again. Because the Army, the military, prepares us to become military men, soldiers, veterans, whatever. They don't prepare us very well to get out of the military and become civilian. But we got to call, break and build you up. Well, on the way out, they don't go break you all the way back to being a civilian and help. They just say, hi, thanks for your service, and you're out here. So,
I'm not so sure it could be done to break you back down to a civilian.
Well, I don't. I'm to it right now. I'm actually talking to a couple of congressmen and stuff in my area about, hey, we need to look at doing something where the last 4 to 6 weeks that somebody's in the military, they have to go through a rigorous kind of getting prepared, like how to do a real interview, how to prepare, how to do the simple thing, kind of get you ready. Because like one of the challenges I had when I first got out, I got a job when I first got out. The first day I was supposed to work, I'm like, what do I wear? Because like they don't tell you what you're supposed to wear in that job. They just say, yeah, we're gonna hire you. You're on your first day is here. You got to fill all this. Yep. But then I'm like, do I wear a tie? Do I wear a jacket? I don't know.
Right.
Or you every day for 20 years. I wore the same thing all the time. And I had a lady she was in the morning, didn't know what shoes to wear because she had to choose different type of shoes. So she lived in a room crying because she just didn't know which type of shoes to wear.
Wow.
So the podcast kind of leads in that, but generates a little bit of revenue too, and then push that money back into the nonprofit. So all businesses that I do own are to flood in and help resource and start our nonprofit to help those veterans and their families here in the area that I live here. So yeah.
That's really phenomenal. Really phenomenal. So with all of these businesses, and obviously they are, working enough to funnel money into Operation Phantom Support.
Yep.
Do you feel successful yet? What makes you feel successful?
I'll be honest with you. The only thing that makes me feel successful when I go home, I know the people that came into the nonprofit that day got the help they needed, so their family's okay. That's my sense of accomplishment. Yes, I get accolades or company attack. We get all the kind of bells and whistles kind of stuff. But I've never been one of the guys that worry about like the awards on my chest. That's never really what I went for. It was to make sure my soldiers were taken when I was in the Army. Now it's about sure these families are okay and they food on the table, they got clothes, they got furniture, they got life essential things they need. And we assist. There's between 3,000 to 4,000 soldiers and veterans come through our food tree in a month.
Wow.
Year long, right? 3,000 to 4,000. That's a lot, right? But when I stop and look at numbers, like this month, actually, by the end of this month, we'll have served over 1 million family members in 6 years open. As far as that's just food assistance. That's not counting things we do. That's just the food. That's the amount of family members we've helped feed the last 6 years. Over 1 million. We're gonna hit 1 million this month. So it's been to me. That means more to me than any kind of like I don't even take a paycheck here. Like I do not pay myself to run the nothing. I pay my staff, of course, not a lot, but they make a bit of compensation. But it's not about the money for us. It's about paying it forward and taking care of families.
Mm-hmm.
So what I try to do is strive. When I go home at night, I cook in the mirror and go, I made an impact on this community. I made this community a little so strong today because I had 500 people come to food today. That's 500 families that had extra food this month. For this to help their families get better. That makes me feel good. That makes me feel accomplished. That's kind of where I am. So that's how I live now. It's more about what I can do others. Nice. I get more feeling. I get more feeling pride helping other people than I do helping myself. So it's just kind of who my person is. So.
That's really awesome, and that's right now I'm in development for a TV show that is going to be focused on talking about strategies to live powerfully with post-traumatic stress. Now, I don't know what your deployment
I have PTSD. I have PTSD bad. Yeah.
Okay.
I had 6 deployments, so and I was a medic, so I have a lot of.
Sir, thank you for your service, and oh my goodness, I can only imagine what you've seen.
Yeah. We'll leave that for a different show. Yeah.
Right. So maybe I'll have you a guest on that show. But my point in bringing that up is what you have done. This is a very personal question, and you're not obligated to answer it. But have you considered suicide?
Every day.
Okay.
I literally have battles with suicidations all the time because the guilt, the pain, the anger. And mine's more guilt, pain, anger than is, the violence. The violence doesn't bother as much as the guilt bothers me. The kids that we lost over there, the guys I had to put flags over his body. But so yes, I deal with PTSD. My poor wife, God bless her heart. I mean, I don't go without a nightmare. Like I wake up every morning, usually I'm study, or my wife will wake me up in the middle of the night because I'm tossing so hard. I'm doing whatever. So. My life's very challenging on the personal side because of that. That's another reason why I focus so much on helping others because it gives me some relief. Mm-hmm. Because I can almost take some of the guilt. Go, okay, I might have lost Joe, I might have lost Billy, I might have lost all these, but now over here I've helped tens of thousands of people. You know what I'm saying? So I can kind of.
And that's exactly the point that I was trying to get to is that these activities that you've done to make such a difference for the veterans and the active military that are still in right now, I think has done something for you to help you in that regard. That's where I was going with it. So please.
Well, it has, and what I push on every veteran that comes in with PTSD, you need to do something for people. Mm-hmm. You need to focus on everybody else around you, not yourself. You need to focus on volunteering, doing some work with kids, doing something that makes you feel better about yourself. Because depression is the emotional. And we took on through over time, through the deployments, whatever. Just being away from your family for a year can put you in a depression state. You can't see your wife or your kids, whatever. Right. And when you're gone multiple times, like I was, it builds up that weight, a lot of weight, and then there's a lot of guilt. Like a lot of my kids, some of my kids. I miss a lot of my wife's. So that piles us up, and I don't think guys with PTSD, because I talk to a lot of guys with PTSD, and the guys that want to tell me stories about con and the worry about those guys because I look at them like I think you're leaning too much on a crutch of this because you can let the combat go. Fights. You can let combat go. It's the guilt. It's the anger from what happened in those things. But if you're more worried about the stories of what you did and telling stories, those are the ones I worry about because those are the ones that I don't know if being honest with themselves about where they are emotionally
Yeah.
Is that they're kind of animating it to be, and sometimes it's not. So we get a lot of I don't like to call it stolen valor kind of stuff. My point is, there's a lot of guys out there with PTSD that if they learn that doing things for others and doing for people around you, community or whatever, or soldier, other veteran, it's going to help you deal with your PTSD, because now you can be saying you're helping others, you're helping other veterans, you're able to take some of that guilt and take, and the weight starts to get more evenly distributed. It's not so, you know what I mean? You get back down.
You're buying back your misdeeds.
So in a matter of speaking, yes, you're sort of buying back your misdeeds and or guilt and or whatever, but giving yourself a mental opportunity to kind of bring yourself back down to where you were. Because listen, those of you out there who are listening, if you've ever been in a combat, been to war, don't come back as the same person. And that puts pressure on you anyway, because now you're going to be in front of your wife or spouse, looking at him and going, I'm not that same guy you fell in love with and married, because I've done things, seen things, and things done to me human beings shouldn't have to go through. So it puts a challenge, even your relationship with your spouse or your kid, whoever you're in your family, anybody in your life, because you're just not the same person for somebody. You just can't be because things happen over there that just shouldn't happen.
Right.
So it's very difficult. Yeah. PTSD is a son of
a... Isn't it though? That's a lot of what you talk about on your podcast, Veterans Be Real, right?
That we talk about it. I done it right now. Our episodes show specifically on the transit. My next show is going to be about the military dependent lifestyle, like military dependents got to go through. But the third show will be specifically PTSD and traumatic experiences that we went through, that we can share on show, and that we can talk about how we get. I'm going to have doctors on. I'm going to have psychiatrists on. I hope all those medical guys I know that are along with me, but. So it will lead to all those things. My podcast is specifically focused veterans / active people. That's focus I have. I want the veterans to listen. I want the active to listen, so they can have ideas of what could be coming, resources that are available, because we're going to have a lot of resources on our Veterans Be Real website for PTSD. Like right now, I have a whole bunch of stuff on there right transitioning.
Right.
Links you can go to other nonprofits that'll help you with suits, with clothes. So we're building all that out. So that way, Veterans Be Real website will have a resource of different types of shows that we're having. But right now, it's the transition. Next is dependence, and then the third be the PTSD struggle.
Nice. Now, what's your plan for Operation Phantom Support? Like the intention, the end goal.
End goal.
Yeah.
And this is a challenge for me because this is the biggest things for me. Is I'm trying to franchise it in the sense that I want other guys that are getting out of the military that are moving back to where from. Let's say somebody's at Hood right now, but I have matter of fact a friend right now who got out of Fort Hood and he's in Las Vegas right now. Mm-hmm. Hey, I want to start. There's a military base here in Vegas. Vegas is the Force base, but I want to start OperationPhantomSupport down here. So me and him working on. I'm getting him continuity books and stuff that what I did and how I had to do the steps. I'm probably gonna fly down to Vegas in the next couple of months. Hopefully, when all this stuff calms down. But get down there and get down there with him and help him walk through everything and help, because I don't own it or give it a piece of it. It'll just be Phantom Support Las Vegas and Operation Phantom Support, and then the next one will be Phantom Support, Fort Campbell, or they can take my stuff. And what I'm working with my attorneys right now is, how do we build it? Do they get their own EIN? Are they under our EIN? Do they get a say in? So we do all that stuff to figure that out. But my goal for Operation Phantom Support is other guys that are getting out of the mill that want to give back to that community, have an opportunity to start an Operation Support wherever they're going to go, and then they can build it out, and I can help along the way, step by step. And that way they'll have their own company, they'll have their own organization, and follow our guidelines and follow our guidance and build it out that way. That way they can be successful.
That sounds phenomenal, actually. I like that idea. There's been a bit of pushback in the last few years against Goodwill. Because it came out that they're hiring mentally impaired people and paying them less than minimum wage, and they're getting their product for free. The profit margin in that business is insane. I would much rather go to a store like Operation Phantom Support, where I know that this money that I'm paying is actually going to go benefit active military veterans and first responders families right now where I'm living, not to some CEO.
Unfortunately, in our country,
Yeah.
even CEOs, like, because we can talk about, I could talk, I'm the girl, I could talk about, you can talk about Wounded Warrior Project, you can talk about Feeding America, you can talk about Goodwill, you can talk about Salvation Army, because they become corporation, like we're corporations, all nonprofits have to be corporations, but they've become corporate.
Yes.
Whereas my nonprofit is not trying to ever become corporate. I'm trying to let this money back into my community.
Right.
I don't even take a paycheck for that reason. So I could, like we would say, I'm a CEO and founder. I've been every day since one, and here Monday day through Saturday every day for the last 6 years. Mm-hmm. I'm here working, doing something to make better. Not putting any money in. I was paid in the beginning a little bit because I had to do something. And I wife works me. I pay her, so don't act. I'm trying to make money because the way I'm trying to look at it is, as a nonprofit, if you're in the nonprofit sector, it should not be your goal to become healthy or become rich or become. It should be about the mission that nonprofit you're working for is your number one priority, not making a lot of money or making comfortable money. It should be about, are we doing enough for the community that I'm in, or for the people that are supporting with this nonprofit to pay them. Okay. And then if we're doing that and there's some extra money laying around, I want to I can understand that. But like Feed America, the CEO there makes like $800,000 a year, which is like $60,000. I'm thinking to myself, they're bringing in billions of dollars in donations, and I don't see any of that money. I literally don't see any of that. It gets all the way down where the rubber meets the road, where I'm actually the one giving the food out. Mm-hmm. Now they do a little background, working all the contracts, Walmart and all the donate, and I know they're spending money doing that, and they got trucks and they got all this stuff. People don't need to understand that's why I tell people all the time, if you're going to donate to any profit, you should do a little research. Mm-hmm. You can go to Google and 990 OperationPhantomSupport's 990. They'll pull my tax roll. It shows you how much the CEOs, all the key personnel that have their paycheck.
I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. So you could go to Google right now and type in Goodwill 990, because that's the tax form that we as nonprofits, it's called all the 90. It'll pull it up, and you'll see how much CEO makes, how much their CFO makes, how much their COO makes, and then you'll be like, damn, staff is their key staff people are making up $10 million in salaries, and they bring in however much. It'll tell you the first line too. Your tax brought in, $100 million, but $40 million of it is in payroll.
Right.
And I'm like, wow, really? And like you said earlier, Goodwill had a really big black eye a couple years ago because of all the stuff they're doing. Mm-hmm. And I tell people all the time, 90 people that shop in my store are soldiers anyway, and we don't have our prices are not high at all. They're minimal. It's just that we try to make enough money in the store just to cover the cost of the bill, the electric bill, and all. That's what. Excuse me. All we're doing in our store. So we're trying to gouge anybody. Right. We're trying to support, but also raise enough money where it can take care of a lot of the admin costs we have from the nonprofit, because we're brick and mortar. We're on the website, so there's more to us than that. But yeah. It's hard.
How has sales been going at the store with COVID? Have you guys had to shut down and do all that crazy stuff?
Yeah, it's because the first and a half we closed the store because it was all about safety. Because a lot of older veterans that could come here, and I don't put any of them at risk thinking they can come in here and shop and they get sick. I want to be that guy that got some sick. I want to be that location where somebody picked up COVID. So, but we did open up because this opened up last month. But we open up slow. We open up. Everybody has to wear a mask. Everybody has to wear gloves when they come in the store. And when we tell them, if you don't want to wear that, we stand that. But then you can't come in because we're not putting our staff or the rest of the people in there at risk. And we respect you, but you're not coming in. We also have some a sign-in book. So we have confirmation of who was in here. Mm-hmm. So if somebody does come up positive and we're in our store, that way we can identify any person in the store that day, say, hey, Josie just came up positive, so you might want to go get tested. So we're trying to do everything we can to start our community that yes, we want to be open, and yes, we want to be able to help you guys, but we also want to keep our community safe, because I'll be honest with you, I'm not a big fan of the mask thing, but I understand it. Therefore, in my store, I wear my mask because we're asking the customers. Mm-hmm. I'm a big believer now. I'm thinking if you social distance, you're good, but I understand everybody else's concerns, so I put my mask on because I respect you. I respect the people that come. It's not about me when it's about the other people that are around me or may be around me. I want to be respectful to them. Right. But the stores, we've taken a pretty big hit. But the last 3 weeks, we've actually been getting sales back up. We're not quite where we were, but things are good because we do also do some. We get people to come in, we control the amount of people to come in the store, and yada yada yada. Our followers are pretty loyal to us, and you gotta love the way that our community works. They don't have a lot of FOI money or extra money or anything, but the money they do they can spend on things. They try to come over to see if we have it first. They know they're going to get here, and if they do, they can get with us. So it turns out to be a value to them, but it's picked up. I'll say I think last month we were about 40% less than what our norm is. Bill to make 60% of what was better than nothing, and so it helps that way that we keep, because plus we put in for the loans for the PPE and all that other stuff. And then I got some pretty big donations made from some more organizations. Really wanted to make sure they'd open. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we had some really good companies.
You want to give them a shout out?
Chick-fil-A, here in Queen, HEB, which HEB, you're not aware, HEB is it's a big grocery chain in Texas. They're amazing company. They made a farm. The military made a huge. They made a significant donation, helped us. They're the military. They covered Tricare. They made a significant donation to help us. It's really what's kept us above water. The other guys that just donated, they just kept us going forward. So we have some, and then our Rotary Club here in Killeen, Texas, Harker Heights Killeen Rotary, big donations. So people and organizations that know us have really made for it to make sure that we can stay open, because we still continue to give out food. Like we went and did where people just drive through our alley behind our store. And we would give it out so they could stay in their cars, so that's nobody had to get out and come in the building. So we made effort to make sure that we're still, and now we're in the store, but we're doing social distancing plus masks, and then come in store and get the food, because it's just getting hot here in Texas, 100 degrees outside. So I'm not my staff out there in that heat all day. Yeah. So we brought it back inside, but we're just doing it a little bit more precautious. We're only 8 or 10 people in at a time. They keep their distance, and they go out. Then we rotate everybody in. But our understanding and committed and loyal, and they're very thankful for us. So they're very willing to be kind of flexible for what we need them to do. So it's been great.
That's wonderful. Now, if any of our viewers want to donate, possibly even on a monthly recurring basis, they can go to it's phantomsupport.org, correct? Not Operation Phantom Support?
Just phantomsupport.org. Just Phantom of the Opera, so PHANTOM and support all one word .org.
Okay, so
you go there.
First of all, I want to acknowledge that I made it wrong in the ticker tape. So if you've been watching the ticker tape, it's Phantom Support, not Operation Phantom Support. And the links in the description will be correct. So just follow the link in the description, and it'll take you right to the page.
Yep, and then there's a button there. You can either do a one-time donation, you can sign a monthly donation, you can do an annual donation. We give you all kind of options. You can even put it in the somebody that you might not have known, make it in their memory. You can nice donations to us, and know this: if you make a donation to us, right now 85% of all donations just go to programs. Only 15% of administrative costs. That's even with COVID thing going on. I have those other businesses that I'm trying to drive that fund. So, and we just up our store online. So if you go online and a shirt from us, you're supporting a $20 purchase on a shirt. We make a $15 profit shirt. So that helps us draw more money. It's just, so even just going online and buy a shirt from us helps us. So that helps you.
Right. Awesome. So go to phantomsupport.org, and also go to Sgt Ritter Spirits.com and check out the vodka and the coffee that he's got up there. It's pretty cool stuff. I'm really excited about the Sgt Ritter brand. Who is cool, Sgt Ritter?
He actually was a friend of mine that died at Fort Hood back in 2012. We played softball together, hung out together. He's a soldier, but he was a friend of mine. We played. He passed away from an accident. He's in here, and I just named the store after him. Our resale store is after him, and I took it to another level because I made our logo. Our logo is a sergeant rank. This is that logo right here. So this is our coffee. So this is the rank, the sergeant rank with the letter R kind of on the right, kind of calling it. So, and it's Good Morning Sergeant Coffee because he was a sergeant.
Nice.
So I called it that. But the spirit vodka, we have four flavors. We have strawberry, jalapeno, habanero, which we're going into fire next time, and then original. So, and the habanero one is like a hot one. It's really good for like Bloody Marys and things like that. So it's really cool. And the jalapeno one has a little bit of bite to it, but it's not overly hot. It just kind of got that jalapeno taste. So it's good in a margarita. It's good in a mixed drink. So that's what we did it for. And the habanero we're actually going to turn into fire because we're going to be adding cayenne pepper. We're going to be adding California, the Carolina
Ghost
Reaper.
pepper?
Yeah, just peppers. We're gonna make it a lot hotter because we're gonna turn it into a challenge vodka for the bars, like the shots.
My nephews used to
Yeah.
challenge each other on Facebook Lives to eat ghost peppers and stuff like that. So
I
I would
had
love to
challenge.
see that.
See, I had my team me that one chip, that really super retarded hot potato chips. They got a thing where they're trying to make me eat that, so they're trying to raise money to make me have to eat. If you raise a certain amount, I have to go on and do it live and eat it, sweat and pass out. But the our fire vodka is going to be really popular because you get a bar, you get drinking, and you do these $8 or $10 shots, but the person wins is going to win a shot glass because I have these cool shot glasses that were these are made A10 round from an A10 hog.
Oh my
So
God,
30
that's
millimeter,
awesome.
These are 30 millimeter, actual 30 millimeter round shells that they take out, turn, and then I had a logo put on them. They're actually metal. Like if you think it's metal, it's
Nice.
glass. But you drink out of it, you just can't not dishwasher safe, so don't put it in the dishwasher. But these are actual rounds because they come with a little certificate saying it was fired out of an A10 Warthog, and it was a 30 millimeter round. Their guns.
Well, you just made my shopping for my son-in-law for Christmas handy.
Yeah,
Thank you
cool,
very
yeah.
much.
Yeah, cool. Yeah.
Mandy, don't show him this. He's not allowed to know yet.
Don't tell him. Yeah, don't tell him yet.
Awesome stuff. And you can get those shot glasses on your Sgt Ritter website as well, correct?
You can, and we have a store called veteransportstore.com. It's got all of my companies, all their store stuff is in that one website. But you go to each website, it has its own store button. You click on it, and it'll take you to it. You'll also see Operation Fan Sports Store. You'll see other stores too. Veterans Real Store, all of them will be there. But awesome. I had to create one store that had a hub. But then when we have a different page. So
yeah, that makes sense. Absolutely.
I can't sell the vodka online yet, though. I'm working on that. I'm trying to get into a company now that does deliveries because Tech doesn't allow me to ship it out alcohol. I have to sell it. But I'm working on
distribution
that.
rules are funky, aren't they?
I'm working on that.
I fell in love with a grape-based vodka from Michigan they called Divine. It was 40 times distilled. Yep. It had the consistency almost of it. If I'm remembering correctly, you know how when you freeze vodka, it was like that when it wasn't frozen. It was like, it was amazing.
Ours is just 15 times, which is 8 times more than norm. The norm is still 4 to 6. Ours is done 15. So my guy does 15 times for me. So it's really smooth the vodka.
Well, I hope that you get the distribution stuff in place soon, because I know that when I tried to get from Arizona, get that shipped down to me, they're like, I'm sorry, unless you can find a distributor.
Well, here's how I'm actually opening my own wholesale company. It's called Wholesale Liquors, and I'm trying to write my attorneys right now to get federal and state license. Once I do that, then I'll be able to ship it across state lines. I can deliver.
Awesome. I can't wait for that to happen. That'll be great. All right, my friend. Do you have any final thoughts for our audience before we send them on their way for the day?
I just would like to say thank you to you for having us on, and hopefully this information will give some of you an insight to the things that we're out there trying to do for our American veteran communities, and that there are those type of things in communities. You just got to look for them.
Awesome. Thanks again, and have a wonderful, wonderful day, Nick. Thanks. When you open yourself energy, recovery much faster. That recovery is possible. You do not have to live as a victim until your last days. You have unbelievable strength, and I know that because you're still here. Do you want to create something completely unrecognizable with your life? I can show you how.